It's as fast as light. Clothes are made, shipped and bought here in the shopping street as fast as possible. This is fast fashion and it has a huge impact on our world. You as a consumer benefit from it. It's cheap and you quickly wear a new collection. However, there is someone who pays the highest price. The good news is you as a consumer can change this by taking small steps. In this series, the topics of fast fashion are being discussed. We will share shocking facts and teach you how to make small positive steps for a better future. We conduct research, ask students for their opinions and provide hacks for a positive impact. I am Amarins and I welcome you to the cast of fashion. So, fast fashion, what is it exactly?
I think we really need to dig deep into the problem.
We want to know what the causes and the consequences are of fast fashion, and I think it's really important to share some shocking facts.
Yes, let's do this.
Let's do some research. Oh, here I read in an article by the WWF that fast fashion is one of the biggest polluters in the world. Textiles are responsible for 10% of global CO2 emissions. Fashion therefore contributes to climate change.
Oh, but what exactly is climate change?
Climate change is a change in global climate patterns due to the increasing amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. These increasing greenhouse gases are due to the increasing use of fossil fuels. Due to climate change, the world has become warmer by 1 degree Celsius in the last 130 years. In the Netherlands, it has even become 1.9 degrees Celsius warmer. The sea level has risen by 20 centimeters due to the melting ice caps. This warming has consequences for everyone, both humans and nature. If we do nothing about climate change, a third of all plant and animal species could become extinct within 100 years. And 280 million people worldwide will experience rising sea levels in their living environment.
I read here that the production of clothing materials requires energy, lots of energy. For example, to grow crops or to heat tables, but also to extract oil for synthetic fibers and to make fabrics in the factory. That energy often comes from fossil fuels such as oil, coal and gas. When it's burned, CO2 is released. Let's go! Did you know that you can save almost 40 kilograms of CO2 per year by buying 6 less items of clothing? If every Dutch person did that, it would save as much CO2 emissions in a year at 85,000 times around the world by car.
Another problem of the fast fashion industry is that water is needed to produce clothing. A lot of water. For example, to grow bamboo and cotton. In addition, a lot of water is needed to make fabrics from fibers. In dry areas, clothing production sometimes takes up so much water that there is not enough clean drinking water for the population. Let's go! Did you know that the fashion industry is the second largest water consumer of the world? To make a t-shirt, 2,720 liters of water are used and polluted. That is how much a person drinks in a period of 3 years.
My name is Lisette, I'm 20 years old and I'm from Rietkerk.
Well, I'm Marta, I am from the Netherlands and I'm 20 years old.
I am Wieke, I'm 20 years old and I'm from Leeuwarden, the Netherlands.
Hi, I'm Sander, I'm 22 years old and I'm from Gorredijk.
I'm Tijmen, I am currently 19 years old and I'm actually Dutch. I'm from here, Leeuwarden.
Yes.
I would say yes, yeah.
Very fashionable people.
Not so much, I regularly buy clothes. Besides that, no, not really.
I would say so. If I wear like clothing that I like, I feel confident.
I would say so, I like to look nice. You kind of call me on an off day, I'm like a little basic right now. But I do like clothing, yeah.
I would say my wardrobe now looks kind of messy. But if I want to describe it, it's like a little bit of everything. I have color, I have prints, but also casual clothes. And I would say my style in the winter is like a little bit different than in the summers.
Colorful.
Very colorful.
Yours?
Mine
yeah.
too, yes.
Okay, colorful, yeah, colorful.
A lot of clothing and it doesn't fit anymore in my closet.
Yeah, I have a lot of colorful, bright colors as well.
Very randomized, I want to say. I mean, I've got a lot of hoodies and stuff because I like being comfortable. I like skateboarding, so I got a little bit of that style in there too.
I actually never check if I buy sustainable clothes or not. I just look at the brands, if they're good or not, if it fits my style.
Yes, I buy at the thrift shop.
Absolutely not. I buy like Shein, I wouldn't say Zara, but like only the cheaper brands.
So what I will say is I pay attention on it. So if I am at an H&M and they have the sustainable like label, I'll think, oh, I'm good for the planet and it's better. So I'll think about it, but it's not like I only buy sustainable clothes.
No, not consciously. I wouldn't say that necessarily. You know, these clothes were made in a sustainable fashion. In a sustainable manner, I would be like, oh, you know, that's cool. And I would even be willing to pay a little bit extra for it, but I'm not actively searching for it.
I sell it or I bring it to the thrift shop.
Either I throw it away if it's like not reusable anymore, or otherwise I'll give it through like Leger des Heils or another.
Given that I'm the youngest of my family, I don't have like a sibling I can give it to or something. That's what I would have done. I guess I would give it to Salvation Army. Most of the time, clothes, they last a lifetime, and when my clothes break, they are really broken. They're filled with holes and stuff, so at that point you'll probably throw them away.
So mostly I'll just ask my mom or my sister if they want the clothes, but otherwise I will sell it or we give it to thrift shops.
Yes.
I would say fast fashion is, just as fast food, really fast produced with cheaper materials.
I know, I heard about it, but I don't really know actually what the meaning is. Yes and no. So it was a real eye-opener for you that you gave all this information for me. So I am a little bit worried about the future because it's such a problem at this moment. But the brands are so busy with being sustainable. I think it's going to be better in the future also.
A lot of these clothes are produced by people that aren't really treated fairly. Yeah, given that, and then also like a lot of people want to go into clothing, they're like, oh, I want to make my own stuff. I feel like it's only gonna like further that gap between these like productions and like the people standing like towering over the top of it. So yeah, I am worried.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, the clothing industry is growing really fast, and this is because of the number of people in the world is increasing and because people are treating clothing more often as disposable product. Let's go! Did you know that we buy more clothes than 20 years ago? We buy more and pay less. A century ago, we needed half of our budget for clothing and food. Today, it is only 1/5. And yet we buy more than 4 times as much as clothing today than we did 20 years ago.
In addition, the average lifespan of a piece of clothing is getting shorter and shorter. Due to the overproduction, 30% of the clothing produced and never reaches anyone's wardrobe.
Oh, and I read here that in the Netherlands alone, fast fashion leads to a waste mountain of 235,000 kilos. And that's about 350 football fields full. And currently only 1% of all post-consumer textiles are recycled into new clothing. 12% is downcycled to something of lesser value. And 87% of textile waste is pure loss and burned directly, which also causes environmental pollution.
A way to fix the problem of wasting clothing is to visit thrift stores. If you buy something second-hand, you extend the life of a piece of clothing.
It is not burned and therefore less waste is released. At the same time, another person enjoys a piece of clothing that makes him or her happy. And it's a lot cheaper, which is also very nice.
But how do you get the most out of a visit to the thrift store? We will share some useful tips.
We are currently in a thrift store. In this store you can bring your clothes to the store, then your clothes will be selected and finally it will hang in the store for 2 months. For this you get 40% of the proceeds. If your clothing has not been sold, you can pick it up again or you can have it donated to a good cause. This way you earn something from your old clothes and your clothes do not become waste.
But what is the best way to shop in a second-hand store? We will share some useful tips.
Tip 1. Don't go to the thrift store in town, but take a look at thrift stores in small villages. You often find the nicest items there because fewer people visit these stores.
2. Look through the bigger picture. A piece of clothing doesn't have to be beautiful at the first sight. But when you put it on, it might be a perfect match for you.
Tip 3. Make a trip out of visiting different thrift shops. Go away for a day with your friends and visit different shops in your area.
4. Write down what you need. This way you don't take items with you that you don't need and therefore won't wear much. This way you prevent a bad purchase.
5. Combine new clothes with old clothes. Look in your wardrobe what you already have and combine it with items from the second-hand store.
6. Don't look at sizes. Often old sizes in clothing are no longer correctly. See something nice, try it on, and otherwise you just customize it.
7. Buy oversized. Nowadays it is all the rage to wear oversized clothes. You can find plenty of oversized items in the thrift store, like oversized blazers.
These were all the tips.
We hope you find them useful and that you will visit the second-hand store soon. Bye!